Hello everybody and welcome back to another Mr. Brick Day review. Now today we're going to be reviewing the set number 31168, the Medieval Horse Knight Castle. This piece count is 1,371 pieces and it retails for £109.99 or $129.99. Now opening this box and seeing all the paper, bags and stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting less bags, but genuinely very cool to see that. And another really cool thing to see is opening up this manual bag and seeing no stickers. Everything in this is prints. As you can see, I'm double checking, nothing, but these are obviously the three manuals that you will, you get for the 3-in-1. You've got the medieval night games, the medieval town, and you've also got the main build, which of course I'm going to be building and reviewing in this video. So yeah, it's like give you another closer look here. That's the medieval night games here. You can manual here. It's fairly simple to change the builds and stuff, and you can actually change the minifigs and stuff too, and change the way you look and change the way that you want to have them looking, because obviously it's Lego Mind Run Wild medieval town there as well, and you can do the same thing with the minifigs for that as well. And of course you get 6 minifigs in this set, which is absolutely awesome. And of course 2 brick-built posable horses, which is absolutely awesome as well. But of course, speaking of minifigs, I think we all know how this video is going to start. So take it away past me. Okay, so starting off with the minifigs, of course we have this first minifig here, which is kind of like one of those sort of horse stable characters. The characters look after the horses, the ones that kind of just, he's just kind of here. I love his printing on his torso, and the printing on his back of his torso is really nice. And as you can see, there is no alternate face for this guy. So this is just how he looks. He's pretty cool. These guys don't really have names to them. They're just kind of characters that come in the set. This is like a medieval guard. He's really cool as well. Really big fan of his torso print, and his leg printing is really nice too, and his weapon, really nice minifig. This is one of those minifigs that really stand out in the set. I love, the torso chest printing is pretty much the same through all of the guard knight characters. Awesome printed shield piece, love that, matches the thing. And I love this helmet as well, which of course can pop up to reveal a little face for our character here. And as you can see, just like the last ones, there's no back head printing, which is fine. No alternate face is fine with these characters. Again, really nice minifig. Okay, so now we also have the archer character, who's very cool as well. Again, loving the torso print and the leg printing, really nice. And she has got back torso printing, which is the exact same as the ones that you already saw as well. I love the quiver piece as well, really cool. The bow and arrow piece is really nice too. Very nice minifig. And this is the alternate face she has on the other side of her head, and she also comes with this really awesome hairpiece, which I think was used for Princess Leia, but it's a very cool hairpiece nonetheless. And yeah, of course, this hairpiece and these certain characters, because it's a 3-in-1 set, you can change them about and stuff, but this is obviously the ones that come in this basic set, and yeah, a big fan of this minifig as well. Another absolutely awesome minifig here is the King. Now he is really cool. I love the shield print again. I love the awesome big broadsword, really cool. The torso printing and the leg printing is really nice as well, of course. Really awesome. He does of course come with a whole different back torso print, which is really nice as well. Really big fan of that. That is absolutely awesome. And of course he comes with an alternate face as well, which is really cool. So yeah, again, really nice minifig. Really big fan of the King. By far my favourite minifig out of this entire set. The torso printing, the leg printing is awesome. That printed shield piece is so awesome. Really love it. The helmet mold is so cool. I absolutely love every single thing about this minifig. The back torso printing is awesome as well. Massive fan. And of course you can see that not only does he come with a really awesome alternate hairpiece, but he also comes with a really nice worried looking face for when they're jousting on the horses. Speaking of horses, the set comes with these 2 brick built horses, which is kind of new to me. I don't know if it's ever been done before in a Lego set. I'm not complaining though, it was actually quite a nice build experience, and it kind of bumps up the piece count, which is cool. But yeah, no, it's a fairly nice one, and I'll just demonstrate here quickly with this guy. You can just slot your minifig in there, and he just kind of gallops along. He doesn't have any studs in the bottom, so you don't actually get a connection to connect him in, but it's still pretty cool and works the same. And I love the little, you know, the color scheme. And again, this guy's the exact same, just in yellow and black, which is really awesome. The articulation is cool. You know, you've got the head swivel up and down. The legs move forward and back. It's just a very simple build, but it's a very awesome build. And I didn't actually think I was going to like these when I first saw the photos of this set, and when I first heard about this set that was coming out. I'm a fan though. I like the brick built horses. Speaking of being a big fan, this set has surprised me massively. I cannot believe that when I got this set, I was like, what? This set is actually really, really nice, and it's got some really cool aspects and really cool details, which I'm going to go through in this video, of course. The first thing I want to quickly demonstrate and talk about is that this set obviously is a 3-in-1, so you can build different versions, and I've gone through the manuals at the start of the video if you want to, you know, so you can see them. I might do a video building obviously other ones, but for me, I think this one is my personal favourite out of the 3 builds, just purely on the basis of it resembles a castle the most, of course, with the little courtyard bit and the stables and the king's house and the watchtower and stuff. It's a really, really nice, and of course the wall running around. It's an absolutely awesome thing. Before I get into it, there is this little accessory here that comes with the set. A little chest just full of diamonds, crown pieces, gold, that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to get into the nitty gritty awesome details of this set. Now, the medieval castle is so awesome, and I love the details. I love the printed shield pieces that you can display along here too. Now, as you can see, this is a drawbridge. Now, the front part of the drawbridge is a little bit on the ugly side. I will accept that. It is, it is a wee bit ugly on that front, but the functionality of it is really good, and the rest of the set does make up for this feature. But basically, as you can imagine, you just pull the drawbridge down like so. This piece up here needs to be moved forward so that you can actually do what you want to do. And then there's a piece, as you can see my finger at the top there, that just winds it back up. You place that down on it, and it should, set nicely. It's a fairly simple function, and rather nice for a set like this. It's not a massive set, but it's still, it has its functions really nice, and pretty damn awesome. Just moving around the wall here from the front entrance, you've got this nice little wall piece here, which is it's got a nice match of the light grey and the dark grey. I think it does suit it really well in this sort of marshy green area down the bottom here with the indication of water. As well, of course, I think it does add a nice thing with the little shrubbery on the side here. I think it's a nice detail for the rock pieces to, indicate that you're going, it's a castle. It's a nice castle wall. I'm a big fan of the way that this particular wall looks, and I like the detailing of the towers for the entrance with the cool windows and the little window pieces here. It was really nice building those window pieces. But again, I think for the set that it is, it's a really nice looking wall. Coming around to the side of the build, it's not as pretty to look at. It's still not really bad, but you can tell this is meant to be obviously displayed from the front, which is completely apparent when you see the back end of the set. The wall here is still nice continuation of the same kind of design that the other wall has. You've got the nice little bit of greenery here, which is really awesome. The window's cool. There's not much else to say. It's kind of similar looking. You've just got these awkward little pieces, but it is what it is. I've not got much of an issue with the way it looks, to be honest. Like I say, it is what it is. Coming along here, you kind of have the same sort of, wall pieces that you get with the same greenery. You've got a nice little window here though, which I love the way it's built and designed. It looks really nice. And if you pop your thing up here, you can see there's a really nice, flag here. Also, the far end and on the side, you get these little torches, which are nice and cool. They're just kind of scattered along the build. Similar to this flag, to be honest. But yeah, this part's pretty cool. And of course, I'll just quickly do a spin here for you. It has the exact same thing here with the wall. But this cool little bit here which is I think meant to be like a little hidden area, which is quite cool. We'll talk a bit more of that when we get into that section. And of course, the little barrel on the side here with a very nice carrot to feed the horses, of course. Now, I want to show off the tower details and the building up back there. And I'm going to just quickly show you, demonstrate here that, you know, for the details at the bottom and stuff, you actually can, you know, enter the exterior bit courtyard area, which is really nice. There's a nice big courtyard area here, but there's these connecting pieces at the side here, which if you just unclip, which I should be able to do because it's been unclipping the entire time I've been trying to record this, but I guarantee it won't work now. If you just there we go, just unclip it, you have a little clip piece, and it has a little thingy there, and you can literally just open up the entire set, which is awesome. I will say that obviously this area is not very, you know, detailed. It's cool, but it's just, you know, it's just your basic stuff. You can get a bit of an easier access to the bin here if you really want to. But yeah, it's pretty cool, but that's essentially what it is. But if you really wanted to as well, you can actually take off the entirety of it like this. Again, there's a clip piece here. You just unclip it, and you now have the entire thing in two sections here, which is, you know, it's kind of cool. You can have like a little, I don't know, like a little defense thing here, you know, with the buildings to the side. It's still really cool that you can do this. Like 3-in-1 sets are just pretty awesome for this kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll get on to the main sort of structural area of the build now. Okay, so now moving on to the sort of main building structure inside the compound inside the confines of the wall. You have this really nice door here that was brick built. Again, there's a bit, I think they could maybe tiled it off a little bit to give it a little bit more of a sort of look, but I'm still not completely mad with this look. Again, you just open it and it just slides open like that and reveals an interior, which we will not be looking at until in a minute. I love the, you know, the brick built flag here, which is a bit wonky for me for some reason. I did sort this before, but maybe it's just been bumped. Love that brick built. I love the windows and stuff too. I love this little canopy down here as well, which we'll talk more about when we get to that side of the build, but we're going to talk about this part first. Love the way that all this part works. Really, really awesome. Love it all. Yeah, I'm just a big massive fan of all the different details they have, like all the, you know, the pieces. Just very, very nice details. Coming further up the build, you've got this really nice little sort of design for the house, sort of like a little cool house area. It's nice. I like the tiled bits here. Really, really nice detail. Same with the roof. Really, really nice. Love the way the windows look. And these windows actually do push out from the inside, which I will show you right here. There we go. See, they do push in from the inside, so they're cool. They can open. It's got a really nice little balcony area too, with a nice little guardrail, which is pretty cool. There's a bit of a nicer space there to show you. You know, you can actually fit like, you know, can fit decent minifigs and stuff. It's a pretty good scale for fitting minifigs and stuff, which is pretty cool. And right at the top, we've got this nice little sort of chimney indication, which is cool. And we have a pretty cool little tower with a flag at the top, which I think is really, really sleek and really, really nice. Very big fan of that. On the tower, we're going to start from the top to the bottom, just give it a bit of interest. We get a nice little flagpole here, nice little torch thing, and again, enough room to fit a good couple minifigs up here and position some of them to be standing like they're, you know, shooting down at the enemy and stuff, which I think is really cool. Really nice little details. I love the way the tower looks as well from all angles, and like I say, yeah, pretty nice little bit. Moving down here, you can see we've got this nice little window piece, which I think is really cool, and on the side you've got this nice little sort of textured sort of window which comes along here as well, which is cool. And yeah, I'm just quite a big fan of the way this section of the tower looks. Coming down further the build, we have the same sort of textured window bit, which is nice. Nice little sort of guardrail for the path bit they've got there, and a nice little sort of window here too with nice little detailing on it too, which I think is really, really nice. Down here is very, very cool. We have this really cool little stable door, which of course would be for you to put your, you know, your horses in, which I think is really cool. It fits, you know, if it's one horse sat nicely in there. If you want, that's where you want to, you know, display the horse, you can. I think that's a really nice little added thing there. Nice little stable. There we go. That's the word for them. I'm a big fan of this little canopy piece too, which is really cool. Held on with these little pieces. It just stick up inside the little, they latch on a little bit to that side, which is really, really cool. So yeah, big fan of this. And of course on the side you've got the little secret area again, which we'll obviously try and show in the interior, which of course we'll get onto now. So just wanted to quickly show, to access the interior, you do nothing. You just spin it round. And it is an open back interior. You have all these different levels to explore. So we're going to go through them one by one and yeah, I'm tell you what I think of them and stuff. So in this first little room here at the bottom, this seems to be, you know, the throne room, the place where the king would sit with his golden chalice and his awesome throne with his big delicious piece of chicken that he's eating. I love the really cool brick built flags again, both colours. They're nice. Little candles on the side there, really cool. All the little food items with the grapes, the chicken and the apple, really like that a lot, with this little nice red table with the red chairs. Of course, you know, again demonstrating that you can have, you know, members, you know, sit at this table and have a meal with the king and stuff, which I think is really, really cool. It's a bit difficult to get them at the back there, but I'm pretty sure that there is I'm pretty sure there's no way to actually take off the piece to get in there. You can't, just got to try and squeeze your hands in there. But again, there's enough sort of floor space to have some playability in this, which is quite cool. Obviously with smaller hands you'll be able to get into this a lot easier, but with my hands it's a little bit more difficult. I'm absolutely obsessed with this chandelier build, so I'm bringing the camera closer. Really like that. It's just a really cool technique. I think it's really, really nice added addition to a very fancy looking room. Really like that. And of course we've got a nice little log fireplace here, which is really cool. And yeah, just a really nice overall little room here for the king to, you know, have his meals with the people. Moving over to this side, there's not really too much to see. There's a little anvil here, which is cool, and a cool little piece for the for a hammer. A nice little sort of goblet cauldron thing at the back there for cooking, possibly the metals. I'm not too sure what they're using to cook that in, what they're cooking in that, but it's still pretty cool. Just some sort of iron and stuff on the floor there and stuff. Cool little grate piece just to separate, I guess, for the stall. And of course there's a nice little spot where there's obviously been a bit of a poop, and then that's the sort of, I don't know if you can see, but that's kind of the way to get out to that secret entrance thing here. And a pretty cool looking natural staircase which leads up to the next floor. If I'm being particular on this, there's really not much that leads up to this floor. It's more just like a little walkway that leads down and down this way, up this way, and into, as you can see, this little door here which opens, which is really cool, and that obviously leads into the master bedroom, I would say. Here is that master bedroom I was talking about. It's got a really cool brick built bed here, which I'll actually pop out to fully show you. I really like the way this looks. I don't know why, I just think it really, really does look cool, and it definitely obviously fits the era. I know this is the king's bed. We're going to put a worker in here. This, you know, it just fits one minifig, of course, which is really cool actually, because, you know, the two studs at the bottom, I like that. Adds this little sort of if it, you know, adds that you can actually fit a minifig on it, which is cool. And just like a nice little fireplace burner, which I believe is meant to indicate that it leads up to the chimney, which is cool. So yeah, nice, just a very simple bedroom, but it's a very nice bedroom all the same. And last but certainly not least is we have this little sort of area where obviously there must be some writing going on, you know, writing some letters and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little table with some you know, indicating of an ink pen, and maybe, I'm not 100% sure what that is, maybe a scroll or some paper. I'm not too sure. And another one of these torch pieces is cool, which is which is really cool. But yeah, very simple interior, and this is the last interior in the build. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so my overall thoughts of this set. Now, of course, this set, I've said the price at the beginning again, it retails for £110, £109.99. It's £109.99, and it is $129.99 US dollars. If I'm being honest with you, this set is actually pretty good for the amount of minifigs you get, which of course is 6 minifigs and 2 pretty decently brick-built horses, plus also the playability and the displayability, and also the creativity of, you know, being able to make this change into a completely different thing, like a medieval town or the medieval night game. games. I think it's a very cool set overall. I'm a big fan of it. I would definitely say if you get the chance to pick it up, I think the price per piece ratio is pretty good as well, so I'm not going to lie, I think this is definitely a pickup. And my son's going to love having this in his on his Lego table because he's a big fan of knights and castles and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. I post random videos like this. Hopefully trying to do it once a week. It's getting a bit more difficult because obviously new sets come out and I'm not made of endless money, but I get as many as I possibly can, which is why you're seeing more reviews right now. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like I said, hit the like button and I will speak to you guys in my next video of whatever I do. Thank you and goodbye.